let's say you're Joe Burrow's agent. What would you tell your client right now? What would you consider?
Personally, I would tell him just to get drafted where you're drafted and go play.
Okay.
But I could understand if you looked at the big picture and tried to force something else. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I really don't, especially with Joe being from the state of Ohio. I think. I mean, think about a year ago. I had him as a 4th, 5th round pick, and he was transferring to LSU, and he felt fortunate to just get from Ohio State to LSU. He was like 5th on the depth chart at Ohio State. And now to have the opportunity to be the first overall pick and to be a player that's going to wind up getting guaranteed $33, $34 million over the next 5 years, it kind of doesn't matter where you go. And especially if you're going to be in the state that you grew up in, I think he should take some pride in that and go and try to be the guy that turns around the Bengals and brings them to, back to the playoffs and has success with them. But who knows what's going to happen. And
I'm all for that, though, Todd. I hope he honors that and goes number one and goes to Cincinnati. I mean, I like that. I admire that. If you want to go and you want to start something, you want to create something, you want to build something. I'm all for that. It's just I don't know what his mindset is. I don't know what the people behind him or Lee Steinberg are going, yeah, of course he's going to go there. I don't know what they're thinking. I'm wondering, is there a team that would want to go up and get Joe Burrow? Is there a team with the draft capital that would say, would Miami go up and get Joe Burrow?
Miami's interesting because they've got 3 picks in the first round, obviously. So they have the capital to do it. But if you're the Bengals, why do you make that deal? And I thought about this last night because, I mean, everyone knows that they try to save money, right? And they try to run it as a business and make money off of this organization.
Yeah.
And apparently making money is just as important, if not more important, than winning. So if you have a quarterback that you can pay $34 million over the next 5 years versus, some guys are making $30 million close to a year, So I don't know why you just don't stay at home at number one and take Joe Burrow and see where it goes from there. And hopefully he can bring you a lot of success. Why move back and play around with it and wind up with 3 first-round picks or 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick, whatever the deal would be, and still not have your quarterback. So if I'm the Bengals, the only thing to me that makes sense is to draft Joe Burrow.
And, when teams talk about, well, they got a lot of draft picks, I want to know who's making the picks. There's only one Ozzie Newsome here. And you can have these draft picks like the Cleveland Browns. Boy, they got all these draft picks, and then they didn't do well with those draft picks. That's where I would get nervous, even with Miami. It feels like they may have something there with their head coach, Brian Flores, and they played hard for him. They got rid of their big ticket items there. Now what are you going to do with the draft? So I understand, sort of this scenario with a lot of these teams, but just because you got great, a lot of draft picks doesn't mean you're going to have a great football team.
No, that's true. But I do think Miami's tough because of the market, but Flores is a really good coach, and Chris Greer is a really good evaluator, and so I think they have the right people in place to try to put it together. You're picking at 5. And maybe you get Tua Tagovailoa at that spot if he medically checks out. And then you've got 2 more picks, later in the first round. This is an opportunity as an organization to turn things around. And the Raiders are in the same place. I mean,
but would you rather have the Bengals' future or the Dolphins' future?
I would rather have the Dolphins' future.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because of the people making the decisions and knowing that the people in Miami want to win and they want to spend money and they want to do the right things, and you've got 3 first-round picks.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.